And I want to thank you for listening, for taking the time to be with me today. I want to talk about what's going on in the world. And there's a lot of things that's going on in this world. We're not sure how we're going to handle, how we're going to survive it, and what we're going to do. But I definitely know that there's an awakening that's happening all over the earth. And when we come to the realization that there's awakening, then we have to come to accept that things are changing. I look at the political realm and I look at the psychological realm. I look at the religious realm. And so forth. And it seems like nothing's changing. That everything is just going its own way, and I'm wondering, are we ever going to wake up? I guess that's going to take time. It's going to take some realization that something's going on. And we have to wake up from it. It seems like I'm just talking from different examples. But is this the way it ought to be? Let's look at this for an example. Here in America, Christianity is all over the place. And the most popular book, it's called the Bible. And in this Bible, you've got the battle of good and evil. God and the devil. Mankind and different races and so forth. And then, as we look at the Bible, we have an English translation. And that English translation can basically, where does it come from? Well, according to, let's use the most popular Bible, the King James Version. And when you read the preface, that they claim that they get their translation from the Masoretic text for the Old Testament and the Greek text from the New Testament. But there are certain words that are found in those Bibles that I wonder why they didn't translate it the way the Masoretic people would do. Like, for example, the word God. Especially in the Old Testament, you see the word God all over the place. Well, anything can claim to be God. Yahweh claims to be God. Allah claims to be God. Brahma, Shiva, Vishnu claims to be God. I mean, they're gods all over the place. But in Genesis chapter 1, verse 1, what does it say? It says the word Elohim. Now, Elohim means more than one. So when they're translating the Bible, why don't they translate the word Elohim instead of the word God? I mean, especially if the so-called scholars are claiming to translate everything from the Bible. Well, and then you get to Genesis chapter 6, and you got the sons of God coming down and cohabitating with the daughters of the human race, and what's happening there? Giants are formed, and then it says men of old, men of renown. I've come to a realization, and I want you to listen to this very carefully. You will not understand the entire Bible without understanding the events and the teachings that are found in the book of Genesis. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what anybody comes to the realization. You're not going to understand the New Testament. You're not going to understand Exodus. You're not going to understand the writings of the prophets. You're not going to understand the coming of Jesus without understanding the book of Genesis. And why is that? I tell you the reason why. Because we have such a misunderstanding of what the Bible is teaching. If you don't understand the book of Genesis, how are you going to understand the rest of the Bible? You're not. So now we live in this world where people are running around all over the place trying to figure out the things that the Bible is saying and the interpretations that are found in the Bible and all this kind of stuff, and we're not understanding. That's because we do not interpret these things based on the teachings of the book of Genesis. Well, I want to thank you for listening, and maybe I'll come in another time to talk about these things. Talk to you later.